Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the last lecture we had studied and we had started something about the importance of resources. We had seen and we have done something about major part that is called as renewable resource and non-renewable resource, which of course we are going to discuss in our further lectures with much detail. But as I said, we are going to start the very first part that is called as natural resource, and we had done with it of forest resource. I hope you people have gone through the forest resource in detail for a reason, because always keep in mind that these resources are interconnected to each other. None of the resource can work solely. Henceforth, I always call on that you have to study each and every resource in detail because they are connected to each other. For example, if we are talking something about the water resource, always keep in mind that we are talking not only of the forest resource but also the water resource, which are connected to each other, because water resource is completely depend upon the forest areas. Similarly goes with the mineral resource also, and similarly goes with the other energy resource also. So always have to keep in mind that we do not study any kind of resource solely. Rather, we study the resources in a combined form, because environment always works in a combination. It cannot work solely. Okay. So we had seen in the last lecture an important natural energy resource, and that natural energy resource is called as water resource, and we had started with the water resource. One major part which we had studied of this water resource, or I would rather say called as hydrosphere, is called as a surface water. So we had talked about the surface water. We have claimed about the surface water that surface water has a major part of importance in the human existence. Reason is because we only have 3% of water for our utilization. So if you remember the gradation which we had done for utilization of water, it is nothing else but 97% is present in a form of salty water or saline water, if you more precisely say in a form of science word. So saline water is 97%, which a human or an organism cannot easily use, and 3% which is available for the usage for the human being is none other than fresh water. And this fresh water we had started to divide as surface water, that is called as on, in and over water. So you have to remember these three words very definitely, that is on, in and over. But again the same thing, frozen water is not an over water. Okay, it is something divided or something called as surface water. So what do we call as over then? It is the water which is present in the atmosphere. And today we are going to look forward and cover up the area something related to this natural resource of water, that is hydrosphere, with regards to groundwater, frozen water. Then we will look forward into the property of how overutilization of water is done. That means how the human beings especially are utilizing the water, because utilization of water is there for each and every organism, agreed, but does every organism use the water in much excess as compared to that of human being? Not possible. Reason is because all the living organisms know the capacity of the environment, know the capacity of themselves, राइट सो ऐसा कोई नहीं कहेगा कि कोई भी लायन आके कोई भी टाइगर आके ऐसा नहीं कहेगा कि वाटर विल बी स्केर्स आई जस्ट ड्रिंक इट अप मोर. Similarly, like I said, for an example of camel or a desert rat, it utilizes the water, or it takes in the water which is needed for them, and this limitation is decided according to the cell capacity, right? So they do not overutilize the water. यो ओवर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ वाटर कौन करता है? तो इट इज ओनली द ह्यूमन बीइंग विच इज ओवर यूटिलाइजिंग इट, एंड वी आर डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली making the other organism come into this overutilization process. So we'll look forward in this type also. We'll look forward for major part which is the human being suffering through right now also, that is called as floods and droughts. So we are going to look forward in this part also. Let's start with something called as groundwater. Now, even though I'm talking something about the groundwater, I've given the heading called as subsurface water, and the question arises very clearly that why am I calling it as subsurface water? So in the last lecture, as you remember, I have written something about on, in and under, right? So this is called as in water. So when you talk something about the water which is penetrate, which is going inside the surface of the earth, which is getting absorbed in the earth, this water will be called as the subsurface water. Okay, so this water basically has something to talk about the saturation or the storage capacity. So जैसे हमने surface water में देखा था कि surface water is something where the water is present or saturated on the surface of water. जब हम ground water की बात करते हैं या फिर जिसे हम दूसरे नाम से भी पहचानते हैं जिसे subsurface water कहा जाता है, we are talking something about the increasing capacity or increasing storage capacity of the earth in the form of a water. Now this water should be a fresh water. Okay, we are basically talking something with regards to only fresh water. Reason is because we are talking about the utilization of water for the human existence. So you have to keep this concept very clear in the mind that we are talking only about the 3% of water. We are not talking about the 97% of water. It's only the 3% which is being talked right now. So this groundwater is also called as subsurface water and it is a fresh water. This is called as subsurface water for the reason because it is the water which can be captured on the surface of the earth and then it penetrates inside the earth. Henceforth it is called as subsurface. So it is not purely on the surface of the earth, but rather it is on the surface of the earth and then it penetrates inside the earth. This penetration, it takes place with the help of pore spaces. Okay, so pore spaces, for example, you can find in this image that I've shown something called as dark over here. Okay, so जैसे हमने लास्ट एक सरफेस वाटर में एक स्लाइड देखा था, उसमें हमने देखा था इट इज समथिंग रिलेटेड टू द डिफरेंट कैपेसिटीज ऑफ द अर्थ द वाटर गेट्स पेनिट्रेटेड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ इट इज अ gravel, the water easily gets penetrated. If it's clay, it easily gets penetrated. If it's hard rock, it has some different kind of capacity. So the capacity divides. And this is the main purpose of understanding the subsurface water. That means it is present in the pores basically. ये कहीं पे जाके सैचुरेट नहीं होता है जैसे सरफेस वाटर में होता है, बट रादर ये क्या होता है, जो छोटे छोटे पोर्स तैयार होते हैं या फिर जो रॉक फॉर्मेशंस में जो पीसेस तैयार होते हैं या फिर गैप्स तैयार होते हैं, इन गैप्स में जाके ये वाटर क्या होने लगता है, सैचुरेट होना शुरू हो जाता है या फिर प्रेजेंट होना या फिर खुद को स्टोर करने की कैपेसिटी डेवलप कर देता है. एंड दैट इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ सबसरफेस वाटर. Then why do we study the subsurface water? Why are we talking about this water very rigorously? Is for the reason. So if you remember, we only are utilizing 3% of water. Agreed? Now when we are utilizing 3% of only fresh water, you cannot depend completely on the surface water. That means आप completely सिर्फ river या फिर लेक्स या फिर पॉन्ड्स या फिर कैनाल्स पे डिपेंड नहीं कर सकते हो. तो आपको एक ऐसा सोर्स चाहिए जो आपको ये 3% ऑफ वाटर अवेलेबल होने के लिए और इजी मेथड मिल पाएगा, और ये इजी मेथड होता है दैट इज सबसरफेस वाटर. दैट मीन्स हम ग्राउंड के अंदर घुसते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपके पास बोर, आपके घर में बोर होती है, ओके, या फिर आपने कहीं पे देखा होगा वेल्स, जिसे हम कुआं कहते हैं. तो दैट इज नथिंग एज बट एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द ग्राउंड वाटर. इवन दो वी डिग द वेल, हम कुआं खोदते हैं और उसमें पानी सैचुरेट करते हैं, बट हैव यू एवर थॉट ऑफ इट दैट इवन इन सम एरियाज वेयर द रेनफॉल इज वेरी लो, yet there is water in the wells. Reason is because of this part. That means the water runs off. Okay, that means water कहीं से रन ऑफ होके आता है, जहाँ पे जरूरत होती है वहां पे आके फिर वो सैचुरेट होना शुरू हो जाता है या फिर स्टोर होना शुरू हो जाता है. So you have to keep in mind that this part of fresh water, that is subsurface water, we people utilize. That means 3% में से 30% approximately fresh water ground water में से ही utilize किया जाता है. जैसे कि बोरिंग्स या फिर वेल्स एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। फिर ये 30% कहाँ से आता है और कैसे घुसता है या फिर कैसे स्टोर किया जाता है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट और एक बात अगर हम डिफरेंशिएशन की देखें तो सरफेस वाटर और सब सरफेस वाटर में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है इनपुट, आउटपुट और स्टोरेज। ओके, दैट मीन्स storage capacity of subsurface water is very much as compared to that of surface water. Now you can say, now this is very contradictory. Reason is because it is very true. आप लोग कहोगे कि रेन वाटर डायरेक्टली तो सरफेस पे आ रहा है तो स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी सरफेस की ज्यादा होनी चाहिए, बट जैसे कि हमने सरफेस वाटर में कहा था दैट इट इज आल्सो हैविंग द कैपेसिटी टू प्रेसिपिटेट, राइट, आल्सो हैविंग द कैपेसिटी टू पेनिट्रेट। दैट मीन्स अगर अर्थ बहुत अच्छा होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी होता है अर्थ में, अर्थ के सॉइल में, उस पर्टिकुलर पोर्शन में, इस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में, तो क्या होगा, उसका स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाएगा और वाटर क्या होगा, रादर देन इवेपोरेटिंग वो क्या हो जाएगा, पेनिट्रेट होना शुरू हो जाएगा और अर्थ उसे स्पॉन्ज की तरह लेना शुरू कर देगी और उससे क्या होगा, स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाएगा। दैट मीन्स यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड दैट सबसरफेस वाटर हैज अ लार्जर स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी एज कंपेयर टू दैट ऑफ surface water, and henceforth we human being use and utilize subsurface water more as compared to that of the surface water. Okay, so इसमें इनपुट भी काफी अच्छा होता है, स्टोरेज भी काफी अच्छा होता है और at that comparatively आउटपुट हमें अच्छा मिल सकता है in the form of borings, wells, etc. Another source of water is the seepage of water. Seepage of water मतलब क्या होता है, when there is a large amount of water present in a surface area, okay, or I can say when there is a water present in a larger amount in the area as compared to the other part. Okay, for example, look at this part. So we are having an ocean over here. Let's consider this is an ocean or maybe a sea, okay, or maybe some kind of a river area. So over here you will be having the water part which is more in amount compared to this part. ऐसा अगर हम consider करते, what happens, because the vents are present, because the formation of the earth is made up of the stones, gravels, clays, sand, land, the part which is a cliche material, it is formed with the number of substances और नंबर ऑफ यूटिलाइज्ड पार्ट ऑफ नेचर, वाटर क्या होगा, वाटर विल स्टार्ट पेनिट्रेटिंग। ओके, अब क्या होता है, जब वाटर पेनिट्रेट होना शुरू हो जाता है इट फॉर्म्स कैपिलरीज, मतलब वेन्स। आप सोचो कि ह्यूमन बॉडी है और वेन में से ब्लड पास हो रहा है, सिमिलर टेक्स प्लेस विद द अर्थ ऑल्सो. So it passes with the help of the veins and it gets stored into the passage areas or into the storage areas, small pocket areas which is present naturally in the earth. So this is one more beautiful part of the subsurface water, that seepage hota hai. That means from the higher part area, lower part area में जहाँ पे water कम होगा वहाँ पे water जाके saturate हो जाएगा या फिर store हो जाएगा. But इसका सबसे बड़ा एक नेगेटिव पार्ट भी होता है. कंसिडर द कोस्टल एरिया फॉर एग्जाम्पल. अब कोस्टल एरिया में क्या होता है, दैट द पार्ट ऑफ वाटर विच इज प्रेजेंट इट इज सलाइन बिकॉज सी इज देयर, सो इट इज saline water which is maximum in number and fresh water which is less in number. What we people do, we people extract this subsurface water at a larger amount through the pumps, borings, wells, etc. Now what happens, the water body is removed out completely for the utilization of the human being which is a fresh in content. But of course there is a structure present in the surface of earth right now also, वो तो हम extract नहीं कर रहे. So what happens, ओशन में जो अंडरग्राउंड वाटर होता है, जैसे कि हमें पता है दैट सरफेस में जितना ओशन हमें दिखेगा अंडरग्राउंड भी उतना ही ज्यादा उसका पेनिट्रेशन होगा. सो व्हाट इट्स does, it starts penetrating, जैसे हमने seepage कहा था, right? So it starts seeping inside the area where there is a storage for the fresh water. but with this seepage it also carries the salt water, that means salinity carry करता है. ये कोई filter होके तो नहीं आने वाला है, so it will carry the salineness. And what will happen in turn now, this water storage body which is made for the fresh water will be polluted with the saline water. So this is the biggest problem taking place in the coastal areas. So you might be saying, so this is a natural process, but actually you can control it. That means the human existence over in the coastal area can control this kind of water. That means आप fresh water use करो, but it should be in a controlled form. Not only in the coastal part, but everywhere on the earth where the human is utilizing the fresh water should be in a controlled manner. Okay, this should be first done so that salination नहीं होगा, water saline नहीं होते जाएगा. The second important should be there, the pollutant should not be released in the water. What we are doing, we are releasing the pollutant in the fresh water as well as in the saline water, because of which the whole water body is getting disturbed. So this should be again tried to control. So this was something related to the water body called as groundwater, or also we can remember it as the subsurface water, which is a major part for the human existence. Let's talk something about very interesting part, and that is called as a frozen water. Now what do you mean by frozen water? When we talk something about the glaciers, when we talk something about the ice caps, that means water which is trapped in a form of ice cap or a glacier, it is converted itself into an ice form, iceberg. This water form will be called as a frozen water. So is it utilized by human being? No, it cannot be utilized by human being, but it is one of the major part. So you can see that 68% of the fresh water is basically trapped in the ice cap and glaciers, but human cannot utilize it. It takes place, or it is carried out by the process of runoff of water, जो कि हमने अभी सरफेस वाटर एंड ग्राउंड वाटर में भी डिस्कस किया था. दैट इज सीपेज में से भी जा सकता है, रन ऑफ में से जा सकता है, नेचुरली रेन के थ्रू आ सकता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ नेचुरल सोर्स. But this natural source cannot be utilized. Reason is because it is in a form of a ice. अब ये मत कहना that you can melt down the ice and then you can reutilize it. It is impossible. Reason is because the minerals which help this water to form an ice are hard enough for the human beings, for the organism to utilize it directly. Some studies even though have claimed that many creations and chemical formulas can be applied so that the frozen water can be reutilized for the human survival or human usage. But think about it again. If we try and utilize this water also, we will be lagging behind with the very good source of frozen ice glaciers. That means ice caps, जो कि हमारे नॉर्थ पोल में है. और हमने ये काफी पहले ही देख लिया है. If the ice caps are melting down, the global warming will take place. Henceforth, it is one of the hypothetical solution to use the frozen water. Even though I said that this is a hypothetical solution, there is a problem taking place in the frozen water, which we call basically as a global warming criteria. So the studies have given that, for example, in Nepal, where you find a good quantity of frozen water, glaciers part, there is 0.6 degrees of increase in the temperature. Now, आपको लगेगा it is very less, that is 0.6 means nothing, but basically 0.6 temperature rise is very much, because each day a rise by this much of degree, each year rise by this much of degree causes a global warming to increase very fast. Now this was something related to Nepal. Go for a globe and you'll find that around the last 100 of years, they found that it is 0.7 degrees increase. Now you might be saying it's 100 years, so it is okay. No, it is not okay basically. Reason is because it is a globe. That means 0.7 degrees का increase globe में हर कहीं पे हो रहा है. So अगर हर कहीं पे होगा, so it will be a larger part of increase of water area, water body, That means your glaciers will be melting down, your ice caps will be melting down, and finally you will have a problem called as flood. So that is the biggest problem which the frozen water gives. Okay. So this is something related to frozen water. Now this is important part which you have to keep in mind. That is, Himalaya is called as the roof of the world, because this was the question asked many a times in the examination. So which is the part which is called as roof of world? It is nothing else but the Himalaya, and because it is the one major part of permafrost, that means land area covered with the frozen part or ice part for more than 2 years. So that is called as a permafrost. So like I said, if the water gets melted, sorry, if the ice gets melted down, so if this temperature rise, that is global temperature rise, goes on and again, even for years together, we will be lagging behind with the glaciers, and we are completely engaged with the part called as flooding system. So this flooding system basically is seen everywhere right now. Reason is because the temperature is rising very much, and the more part increase with the temperature, more is the water entering into the city areas. So that is called as basically flooding. One important reason for flooding is that is deforestation. हमने काफी ज़्यादा amount of जंगल को खत्म कर दिया है, जो हमने देखा था फॉरेस्टेशन में, deforestation में भी. So we are creating houses over there, we are creating industries over there, we are creating, cutting down the jungle, and we are creating the agricultural land over there, so which is not appreciable. Because अगर forest नहीं होगा तो water holding capacity कम हो जाएगी, and the water will enter into the area part of city. So that is one part. Rivers are getting tons of soil lost, so that is the important part, because of which the flood is getting inside it. Some important criteria also include that the mountain are going down, that means which we called as landslides. So it is one of the important part because of the water resources only. Some cities on the other hand suffer because of drought also. So where on one side we have a flood, some areas are there where we lack complete water. So basically some areas of Africa are there which there is completely lack of water. In India also there are parts where we right now also in the rainy season suffer with the drought condition. This effect again is taking place because of the unconditional climate change, deforestation, farming, scarcity of the water, unusable form of water which is present or coming out of the industry which is being provided directly to the urban land area, due to which the conditions which we are seeing in this photograph takes place. So basically all this problem, that is how water resource can be controlled, is an important part. So one important part which you have to keep in mind, that we people use it, that means basic need is increased, and because this basic need is increased, we should control this basic need. That means properly use in the showers, or during the bathing, or during the washing of your utensils or clothes, etc, etc. Maybe when you are using it in agriculture, you should use it in a proper manner. For example, you can use it by dripping system. Okay, so there is a dripping system. If you go for the search, and you will find that dripping system is one of the system where less amount of water is required, and it still gives water to the plant complete day. So the water necessity is also fulfilled of the plant, as well as the water is also conserved. So dripping system should be used. Next important part is, do not wash your animals, maybe domestic animals I should say, direct into the ponds or the lakes, because of course you are utilizing it, you are using it. So try to control that part also. Important part is, when you are going for the agricultural land area or industrial land area, especially when agriculture, try to utilize biomass, that means natural fertilizer, rather than using something called as toxic materials or maybe chemical fertilizers which will harm your water only. Also this will harm the land area, because that harms the land area, this chemical gets penetrated into the surface of water. So जैसे हमने देखा था, earth is a sponge, it will capture everything, it will try to absorb everything. So if it is absorbing the water, it is helping the water to get into it. It will also help the chemical to get into it. So it does not make a differentiation, and this chemical will get absorbed into the earth. As a resultant of what will happen, it will get mixed with the subsurface water, and of course you people or we people will drink this kind of water, which will be a poisonous form. So you have to look forward for this part also look forward that if you're working somewhere in an industry or you're having an industrial area around it, always keep in mind that it should be not only look forward from an economic point of view, rather the water should be purified then released out. It should not be released directly into the area of agricultural land area. This is one more reason why the forests are being cut down and then agricultural land is being created. So the water which is poisonous should be actually very much processed, go into a process, and then the complete toxicity should be released out. After release out of toxicity or after extraction of toxicity, it should be properly again made available or create an area for it where you can dump this particular kind of toxic material and then release out the water into the land area. But again, it should be away from the agricultural land area or forest land area. So special areas are being created, but we do not look forward for these areas. Rather हम क्या करते हैं, आया वहाँ पे खत्म कर दिया. That means हम हमारा एरिया क्लीन रखेंगे और बाकी का एरिया खराब करेंगे. So that is the human tendency. So this tendency should be actually banned. This should be limited. When we limit such a kind of tendency, we will be able to get a fresh kind of water and utilize the fresh kind of water. So when the nature is providing us 3% of water, try to utilize this complete, not 3% of water, but limit yourself to utilization of water. So I hope I have made myself clear something related to the hydrosphere or the water resource. If you have any problem, you can just go back with again this video again and again, and you can understand it very clearly. I've tried to give much more than what is being expected. Till then, study hard.